Oh, that would have been good. There. Hello and welcome to this 1v1 game played on Black Forest Duel between Axis on his quintessential 2nd Panzergren, and he's going up against Skate on his quintessential 119Y. So this is a top tier game from these guys who literally play nothing other than the two divisions you see them on, despite what they may tell you. Currently Skate's like rank 2 or 3. Can't remember what rank Axis is. We're on Black Forest Duel today, and let's cover the decks. Right, so this is really funny in that both of these guys only play one division. Axis only plays 2nd Panzergren, and Skate only plays 119Y. So what you see before you are fully optimized decks for both of these divisions. Both of them have several hundred games in just these divisions, and they're both pretty high level ranked players. So looking at Axis's deck, we've only got 2 cards of supply in the Logi tab and 3 CV. So that's fair enough. We've covered this one a few times in the past, so forgive me if I don't labour the point too much. But generally you'd want 3 cards of supply, I reckon. But yeah, between the CVs, this one's got smoke and 2 per, but it's 2 per card, whereas this one's got smoke and it's 3 per card, but it's tracked, whereas this one has no smoke, but it's wheeled, but it's 3 per card. So it's between this one and this one. This is a very unfortunate compromise because it's 2 per card. But if it was 3 per card, you'd always take this over this, so you know, it's neither here nor there. Shout out to this, which is pointless and also costs 5 points more than the same one that the Americans get. In the Inf tab, this is really funny. So basically, yeah, so airborne deployed leader, because this isn't airborne deployed, airborne forward deployed, so there's the airborne forward deployed leader to get some points on the board. Between them, so this is airborne forward deployed, right? Whereas it's a better squad, but it's slower. This is a worse squad, but it's cheaper. This is a worse squad, but it's cheaper. I mean, well, it depends. I mean, it's only got 5 strength, and it's got no smoke. Smoke's really useful. And then, yeah, Iltis Milan 2 thing. So between this and the other one, you're paying 5 points for a rank of veterancy. And you get the same availability, and you get the forward deployment. So it's just a no-brainer to always take the FS Pala Milan 2 over the regular Pala Milan 2. Then FS Jaeger, so these are forward deployed infantry. You don't need that many of them. They're a bit overpriced, but the div is kind of cracked. The previous balance administration balanced these divs by just making their tools overpriced, which doesn't make too much sense because then FS Jaeger end up in MBAD as well, and they end up all over the place, and they're still overpriced there, so it doesn't make much sense to do that, but there you go, this is an overpriced squad. But, you know, the 8 men with the Panzerfaust 3 is always useful, and then here you see that all Axis is bringing here is Panzer Grenadiers, because they're the best squad that he gets. There's no point bringing... I mean, you can bring 1 card of Pioneers at 1 vet or something in the Fox Milan, but Jaeger are just basically pointless now. So it's 9 men, but it's 50 points, and the whole idea is that these Panzer Grenadiers are 35 points, and they've got a DMR. A DMR is like 2 machine guns, and machine guns like 2 rifles. So the Panzer Grenadier fight with the strength of 10 men, whereas the Jaeger Panzerfaust fight with the strength of 10 men. And one of them costs 35, one of them costs 50. So really, all you're paying for is you're paying 15 points to get 3 men, which isn't worth it. Well, actually, it might be. It's not really though, because a DMR is actually more like 2 point something machine guns. So yeah, there's no point in this regular Jaeger. It's a bit daft really. So basically, he's just spamming Panzer Grenadiers in Marder 1A3 Milans, and then 2 cards of Panzer Grenadiers just in trucks, and they're all at 1 vet. And it's a really annoying squad to deal with. It's very cost efficient. I think it should cost 40 points, really. If it's going to have what is basically 3 machine guns, 3 point something machine guns. Don't see why it should be 35 points. Arty tab, so he's bringing 2 of these. This is a really, really good unit. What he used to do was bring 4 of these. So this is 280 points per thing, and 2 of these is probably slightly better than 1 of these, but you've got to micro them, whereas these are really easy to micro. You don't really have to pay attention, and yeah, I prefer them vastly. I think they're a lot better. Just because you don't have to pay so much attention. It's one of those things where a lot of people will say, well, no, I'm really cool, I can micro it. And then you watch them play and they can't. So then you've got a self-propelled mortar for smoke and so on. Very useful to have. Tank tab, so basically you always bring these leopards, the leopard 2A3s at 1 vet. So you get 6 leopard 2A3s. You always bring those at 1 vet. Then you always bring the Jaguar 2, and then it's up to you what else you bring aside from that. So he's gone for 2 cards of leopard 1A5, so 10 leopard 1A5s here. The comparison is that the leopard 1A5 can shoot 2 pips longer, 2 pips further, 350 meters further than the Leopard 1A1. The range is increased in 175-meter increments because that makes sense, and yeah, so the pen is actually higher on the Leopard 1A5 because your pen increases for a kinetic round by 1 for every 175 meters, which means that at the same range, the Leopard 1A5 would deal 18 pen instead of 17 on the Leopard 1A1A1A1. And yeah, the accuracy is higher as well. So, you know, it costs a lot more, but it is better. So he's just bringing those, and he's not bringing the cheaper ones. I've seen people bring the cheaper ones just so you can buy a bunch at the start, but basically, this, you know, either or, it doesn't really matter. And you don't bring the striker because it's terrible. It's a literal downgrade of the Jaguar 1. UK suffers. Belgium in this case. Recon tab, so Jäger Aufklärer for the 9 men. Very useful squads because they're very tanky, and you bring it in the trucks because this thing isn't really worth 25 points at all. It's only got mediocre stealth, so it'll get shot. It's only got good optics. It's only got 1 armor. It's only got an MMG. It does have smoke, but I mean, it's not really worth it. And then Jäger Aufklärer, so these are 4 men with Panzerfaust 3s, and they've got the airborne forward deployment. I don't like them personally, but I don't know what your other options would be, because you do need some more infantry recon. You can pay 20 points less to get the Eclairs, which are worse. And between these two, like 15 points for a Panzerfaust 3, it's probably makes sense. Yeah, and then he's got lots of recon, so he's got the Lux, and the Scimitar, and the Racist. So somebody was asking me about this in my comment section, which one should I bring? I think you only need 2 out of the 3. You either bring the Lux and the Racist, or the Scimitar and the Racist, or the Scimitar and the Lux, I suppose. Because basically, this has very good optics. This only has good optics, and this has exceptional optics. So the idea is that the Racist goes with your tanks to impart German heritage on them, and that's got exceptional optics. Or you get the Lux to go with your tanks, and that's got very good optics. And the Scimitar's mainly for fighting people at the start, and so is the Lux. But the Scimitar's better at fighting, but it's slower. So I really think you only need 2 out of the 3 here, but he plays the div a lot more than me. And then, so I personally would get rid of the Lux, and then I would put in a recon helo, because these are really, really, really useful if you want to just scout an area and see if it's got anybody in it. AA tab, so Ihawk Gepard Fliegerfaust. This is sort of the standard, but right now there's this funny meme in the meta where you just spam these out and just shoot everybody. And they're really OP, so basically you would swap out either the Gepard or the Fliegerfaust for it, probably the Fliegerfaust because they're not very good. And then you would have these. The alternative would be to swap out the Gepard, although the Gepard is really useful against helicopters because it's got more range. And then yeah, you just run these towards people. It's pretty stupid. Helo tab, so you've basically got the choice between a Hot 2 and a Hot 1. I vastly prefer the Hot 2 because it has 15% more accuracy and it's got more pen and more suppression. But it does cost 10 points more and you do get 2 fewer of them. 22 pen isn't actually bad. Trying to think, so 24 pen would one-shot a T-50... No, it wouldn't. It would one-shot a Leopard 1. And would 22 one-shot a Leopard 1? Yeah, I think it would as well. I think 24 would one-shot a T-55. I think it does. And then a T-55, yeah, 10 armor or whatever it is. It might be 11. So it's 21 pen to one-shot 7 armor. 22 pen to one-shot 8 armor, I think. 23 pen to one-shot 9 armor. And 24 to one-shot 10 armor. And the T-55 is 10 armor. Is that right? No, it's 11. So I think these can, yeah, these can survive a hit from a Milan 2, but they'll die in one hit to a TOW 2. So there you go. And yeah, is this one, isn't it? Yeah, and then in the air tab, so yeah, basically just bring this one because it shoots more stuff, right? It kills more stuff, so whatever. It's quite rare that you'll need 6 of these, unless you've made some crucial mistake. I mean, I suppose if you've got 6, then you can just send them around the flanks and hope you shoot something, because you've got 2 more that you don't really care about, and they're cheaper. So that's a case to be made there, right? And then in the air tab, so the Tornado is overpriced for what it is, but it's in 2 good divisions, so it seems to stay that way. The F-16A is basically, this is anti-helicopter. It's pretty decent for its price. Then the F4F HE2 is really good. It's got a reload time of just over 2 minutes, and it can 2 of these would one-shot a heavy tank, but 1 wouldn't. And then the AT, which has 30% ECM, and it's got the Mavericks on it, which is really useful. And then the Seed, which is, it backs up your other stuff. So it's more of a late-game fighter build. I've seen people build it where they bring both cards of Harriers, and they just play it early game. And they might even do some sacrifices here, so that they can bring those Harriers as well, and they just air spam with this division, because the Harriers in this division come at 3 per card, whereas the Harriers in the British divisions, apart from this crossover here, come at 2 per card, which is just absolute nonsense, doesn't make any sense. They should all be 3. So yeah, this is decent at the start of the game, as is this. So that's it for second Panzergren. Then we've got Skate playing 119Y. This guy literally only plays this division. He tried 25th Soviet and then just came back to this one. I don't know, there's something to be said for familiarity. He's a very, very difficult player to face because he knows every matchup, every map, what to buy, when to buy it, because he only plays 1 division. I believe he's currently rank 3 on the leaderboard. Yeah. He was rank 1 at some point, but weren't we all? Did I ever tell you that? I used to be rank 1 on the leaderboard. So, 3 cards of supply here, 2 trucks and the helicopter. This can be useful, but I guess he figures helicopter to resupply the trucks, and trucks just do everything. It's just often at times you'll have 25 points left over and nothing to spend it on. But I guess in his case he wants to keep those 25 points so that he can buy one of these next tick or something. Although you need more than that. So between the CVs, this comes at 2 per card, and this comes at 3 per card, so I prefer this one. But this one is wheeled, and he doesn't actually have any other wheeled CVs. So he gets this so he doesn't fall too far behind at the start. Inf tab, so you get Spetsnaz in. Like, this isn't a bad division. It's just very, very difficult to play. If you lose too many units, you basically lose the game. So you got to have really good micro, or just play it loads, in which case you will develop really good micro. So it all makes sense. So Spetsnaz, very powerful squad, forward deployed. It gives you the edge on this division to get in at the start, and then you basically lock it down and just build up for the rest of the game. OP Spetsnaz, so these guys you use to sneak around the back and snipe transports and stuff, and you send them with the regular Spetsnaz because they don't have organic AT. Stops them from getting bullied by vehicles, and yeah, they are a good squad. And yeah, you generally use them at the start, and then you send them around the flanks and stuff, hide them in places to snipe things. Then Pulmachiki, so these guys are good at holding ground, because they've got 3 machine guns which don't shoot on the move, despite what the stat card may tell you. I mean, obviously it contradicts itself here, but it's been like that for the longest time. There seems to be a bug with the aviators, where they're kind of like droopy here. I'm not sure what's going on there. I am also wearing aviators, which you probably noticed. And then Motostrelky BMPs in the BMP-1, so this is basically your line infantry. I mean, so is this really, because you only get 1 card of each. And then this is your IFV, your ATGM spam. It's got 17 pen, so it one-shots 3 armor vehicles, so it's quite useful. And then Saperi, which he brings in the BTR-60, and he's really good at sending these around the side to like snipe things. I've certainly had that happen to me against him before. And yeah, so this is for fighting in the towns, this is for fighting in the towns, and this is for your sort of open ground stuff. RT tab, so he brings 2 of these Mr. Bs upvetted. This division, he uses them for smoke mainly, but yeah, it can also be used to shoot people. And there's no regular mortar here, and this is a 1-point slot. But apparently having 2 of these upvetted is more important than having an extra 2 helicopters, or well, I guess that's all it would be, or 2 more tanks. So I'm actually quite surprised by that decision making. He's changed the deck since last time I faced him. It didn't used to be like this, because basically, yeah, he used to bring these, and he's not brought them. We'll see if he regrets it. I don't know. I haven't seen the game yet. Because I do this in basically the same order you do it. Yeah, basically, generally, I mean, if it was up to me, I'd be doing this. Because, yeah, sure, you lose a veterancy, right? I think the deal is here that if you have them upvetted, they can make a continuous they can maintain a continuous cloud of smoke, because they reload faster and they aim faster, and you can just smoke an area and drive a CV in, which I've seen him do quite a few times. And if it's down vetted, I don't know if that's possible, although you could always put a CV with it, or I don't know if it would have to be 2 vet and you use CV with it as well. But generally, yeah, in this div, you need to buy these super heavy tanks, right? So you see the T80UD is like the best tank in Warno, basically, and the T80U is the second best tank in Warno. It's all March to War nonsense, but they like doing that for the Soviets. So, yeah, they're very expensive, but 21 armor's pretty good, right? The reflex is really good. If you can keep them alive with your fighters and your AA, you know, if you just stop enemy planes from killing them, basically nothing else can kill them because of the armor and so on, unless you really mess up. But generally, planes are the only things that can kill these. So that's why it's such a weird div, in that you've got this really powerful early game where you get out the Spetsnaz, and then you swap into these TO-55s, which he's not brought. But when I played against him, he had them, so that's interesting. Must have been a recent development. And yeah, so these help hold the line at the start. It's decent. I mean, it's not incredible, but it's decent. And then you build into T80B VKs. They have to be the command tanks because you don't get any regulars. And then you get all your AA and stuff, right? And you get these. You like sending these around the sides as well. And then after the AA, the fighters, everything else, then you start buying these. And yeah, every game's a 40-minute game basically. But the div can work in that regard really quite well. It's just if you start losing these, you just lose the game. So yeah, he's got a bunch of tanks, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 of his super tanks. And I'm surprised that he prefers the T80UD over the T80U. I mean, does that 2 extra armor matter? I couldn't tell you, but I'm just surprised that he's got 3 of these, and because this is faster, which does help. But yeah, 2 armor, does it matter? I actually don't know. It might be that certain things, maybe it can survive being 2-shot by something. I don't know. That wouldn't that might, like, it might survive 2 shots from something that this would die on the 2nd shot to, something like that. I don't know. He plays it more than me, right? Recon tab. So this is another airborne forward deployed. The Spetsnaz Groove, very useful. And then the Razvedka, motorized Razvedka. So, you're like, I don't have much infantry, but actually you do, because you don't bring any infantry ATGMs, right? And you bring 2 or even 3 cards of recon infantry, so actually you've got decent infantry, It's sort of like 11th ACAV in that regard, where people say, well, I don't have enough infantry. Or when you're facing them, you think, you'll run out of infantry, and then he doesn't. They've got enough infantry that they would need, basically, all the infantry they would need, unless you're on something like Urban Front Lines, in which case you're going to struggle. And then he brings this recon helo, this very scary looking recon helo, and then he brings the BRDM2s, which he likes sending around the side to shoot your AA. I need to go back and cover that game. It was a really good game, actually. So, no exceptional optics for the tanks, but I guess you've got good optics for the tanks and very good optics for the tanks. So having both of these would be overkill, and considering how narrow this division plays, these give you some much needed mobility and flanking power. This alongside this. AA tab, so Tunguska's, Strela's, Igla's is basically the norm. When I faced him, he had 2 cards of Tunguska, and he didn't have these. But yeah, basically the Strela is worse, but it's cheaper. And you get more of them, so if it dies, it's not as big a deal. Whereas the Tunguskas, if it dies, it sets you back quite a bit. And then Igla's in the UAS, and he's updated them by 1. So yeah, basically you want all of as many of these out as you can before you start buying these heavy tanks. Helis, so he goes for the AT-1, which has 10% ECM, the Rocket, which has no ECM, and the AT. So, I mean, between them, like, sure, whatever, like you could bring 3 of these if you wanted, but basically for 15 points, or in this case 20 points, you get 10% ECM. But it's about, like, the gun is really good on this. But yeah, I think I prefer the regular rocket because it's cheaper. ECM doesn't really matter because I'm a very unlucky person. And these rockets have max range. Although having 80 rockets is very useful as well. So, I don't know. I suppose it's nice to just bring whichever one you need. And then in the air tab, this fight is absolutely cracked. If you compare it to the Tornado, which we just covered, this goes faster, has better long-range missiles with more range and more accuracy. Better short-range missiles with more range and more accuracy and more suppression, and more short-range missiles, and a better gun. And it's faster, and it costs the same. It's absurd, it doesn't make any sense. And the MiG-29 is obviously the most cost-effective fighter in the game. And the HE, that's pretty decent. Because it's like a blanket bomber. And then the LGBT. He's not brought the Seed. But the Seed would basically protect one of these as it goes out and does its thing. Yeah. So yeah, I just want to hammer that point home with the SU-27s versus the Tornado, which hopefully we'll see in this matchup. Obviously, the RNG always plays a role, but look at that. Go from left to right, I suppose. So ECM's the same, right? The gun is better on the SU because it deals more damage and it has more ammo. It's got less accuracy, but it doesn't matter because it has more damage and more ammo, more suppression. The air-to-air missiles have more suppression, more range. There's 2 more of them and more accuracy. And the long-range missile has 4 less suppression. Wow! But it's got, almost 1,000 meters more accuracy, and 5% more accuracy at that accuracy, which means at the same range, it would be even 5% more accuracy at that range, which means that at the same range it would have even more accuracy because it scales with distance, and yeah, the speed's the same. So, make it make sense. Anyways, let's go check the deployments. Right, so with that out of the way, as always, timestamps in the description. Let's talk about the matchup, the map, right? So Black Forest, it's a wide map, which makes it a little bit difficult for 119Y, because 119Y wants to play on as narrow a focus as it can. It doesn't want to be spread out. As you'll know from the deck review, it's all about trying to build up the support network so that they can finally get out these basically unkillable tanks, and then they just slowly roll in with the unkillable tanks. So they start with a very powerful forward deployed component, and then they get overpowered fighters, and a bunch of other cheap stuff, and then eventually they bring in their heavy tanks. Looking at the map, red's on the good side here. It's the good side because basically forward deployed can get into Bravo at the start, whereas blue's forward deployed cannot get into Alpha at the start. which does make it pretty difficult for blue, and red does have superior forward deployed for blue than blue. So let's have a look at the deployments. We got the Spetsnaz and the Spetsnaz original pancake, and looks like Skate's playing it very, very safe here. So he's got an OP going here, an OP going here, a regular going here, and a regular going here. So for some reason he's playing an extremely defensive game, even though he'll definitely get here before Axis does. And he's not going headlong into Bravo. To be honest, I can understand it, because as we just spoke about, 119Y is a late game division. So if he overextends himself with this forward deployment, he won't really be able to back them up particularly quickly. And because he needs to buy all the AA, all the fighters and so on. And so all of this will like die basically over the course of like 5-10 minutes here. And then he'll be pretty far down. So I can understand it. Then, yep, he's sending stuff around the back. So we got some Pulmachiki here in Alpha. More Pulmachiki in Alpha. BRDM2 Conkers coming all the way up here and then round to here so we can shoot stuff coming down this road. It's got good stealth, so it's pretty good at it, and it's very fast. Basically, forest speed is like 50% or something like that. So it's based off this base speed here, so it doesn't matter if you're fast. And he's got a tank CV for Alpha. And then on the right, we've got a supply going up to here, apparently. Spetsnaz OP, regular Spetsnaz, Spetsnaz GRU coming up to here with their ground surveillance radar. BRDM2 Conkers coming around to here. And then a BRDM2 recon vehicle coming up to here. A Razvedka BMP-1 just unloading in the forest. And a BTR-60 for Echo, and then presumably Foxtrot. Switching to his opponent's deployment, we got Axis playing 2nd Panzergren, an S-tier division. And he's rushing into Foxtrot, it seems. So FS Jaeger into Bravo. He will get there second if the enemy decides to attack there, but the enemy isn't. FS Jaeger into Foxtrot, so we'll see how far that gets. Forward deployed CV, which is unloading in Bravo and missing out Delta. Alright, well that's clearly a mistake. Behind that, we got a Jaeger Aufklärer Recon unloading in Bravo, and then 2 Scimitars coming over to Bravo, presumably to push out the units that he thinks are going to get here. Behind that, we've got 3 Marder 1A3 Milans unloading in here, so he's definitely expecting a big fight here, and 2 Gepards. On the right, we've got 1 FS Jaeger Aufklärer going up here into the grain silo, because farmers can see further than atheists. So like an atheist over here can't see particularly far, whereas a farmer can see really far. Religious people can see further than atheists as well. You see this church here, they can see pretty far, whereas, you know, the atheist next door can't. And then he's bought 4 Lux, and he's sending them all round to here. So they're going to go straight into the gaping maw of that Spetsnaz orange purple, which is going to shoot it with its very good RPG-29. Behind that, 1 CV for Charlie. So let's cast the game, and we shall do so from this perspective. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. There's a rate of 1 a week, so there's like over 70 of those now. Best way to support the channel: I'm an unemployed full-time PhD student. Basically, it used to be a funded position, and then I took too much Warno, and now it's won over. They stopped paying me, so this channel's my sole source of income, and it looks like, yeah, he's just not going to unload in Delta. That's really bad news, to tell you the truth, because he's going to lose his forward deployed lead there, basically for no reason. Like, given that this is a track CV, it would take ages to get here. Oh, here we go, he remembered. He's lost a bit of time there, but not much. And now he can load back up and continue on his merry way. At the tier 4, you get your games cast at a rate of 1 per month with deck reviews and so on. It's basically the closest thing to like Warno coaching that I know of. It is a bit pricey. I had to up the price because too many people were asking for it, so suffering from success there. But yeah, I do appreciate it. I appreciate you watching the videos and so on. This is my what do you call it? Support network, not for my T8EUD, but for my brain. So 4 Lux coming down this road, and this is going to end very, very badly. Now they've seen him. He doesn't smoke. And he only loses one, so really good micro there, actually. Really good micro there from I Am Salt, from Axis here. Although now he's coming back in so he can get shot again, so I'm not sure. He wants to give the enemy fighting chances, I guess, so he's probably going to lose that one there. Oh, no, whoa, yeah, whoa, maybe. So there goes another one. It's like basically for no good reason there, and then get like what? Okay, at least that one missed. Not sure why he did that. I mean, he knew it was there. He knows it's got a lot of range. He should have just come into here. There was really no reason to lose that second one. Didn't really accomplish much there. He is on almost a 100-point tick here. You see that Skate probably saw this coming in with the BRDM2 and the Spetsnaz grew, and so has had to actually back this up now. So so he's lost this. So Axis flooding this, but I mean, it doesn't really need to be there. What he should get is a mortar for smoke, but instead he spent his first income on some racists, some Jaguar 2s for the open ground, TOW-2 launchers, very powerful, and some more reinforcements for Charlie. Meanwhile, Skate bought 2 helicopters, which he's left for backline defense, I guess, and now he's buying some more infantry to plug the gap. Skate likes to play it slow. I mean, his division kind of forces him to. Basically just waits for his enemy to make a mistake, and then he gets a fighter up and he'll keep this back here, basically for the whole game. I mean, it is pretty overpowered compared to basically all other fighters in the game, except the MiG-29, which he gets as well. Just generally, packed air is just better than NATO air, for who knows what reason. Axis here gets the Führer in. I guess it's got its own smoke grenades, but yeah, it's weird that Skate, like, he could have pulled this up to here or something. Could have had that Conkers in a bit more of an aggressive position. It would have shot it as it came in the transport. And yeah, Axis playing a little bit passively too. The Lux he's sort of given up on. And these units over here aren't really doing anything. Basically, the key to Foxtrot is this forest here. And Skate seems to recognise that. Because if you've got guys in this forest, well then you just pop a tank out here, or a BRDM2 Conkers or whatever, and you just shoot whoever's here, whoever's coming in. And same for Blue. If Blue gets all the way up to here, he can see what's on this road and so on, right? I mean, obviously there's a few more gaps here, but you just jump to here and then you've got the zone. So the key to this zone is owning this forest. And you see he's got his Spetsnaz all the way around here. And because of this hill here, it's very difficult to take this back once you lose it. Because usually there's a BRDM2 Conkers here. I've been missing something. So SU-24HE tries to take out a Gepard. And oh, I see. So he's lowered the cohesion, and now he's sending in these bad boys. Tornado tries to kill the SU-27. It is a worse plane, but there's also 2 Gepards there, and it does get it. And now it can come in on the Mi-24Ks, but you see it's run out of short-range missiles there. Gepard pops out the smoke and finishes it off. Quite an aggressive play from Skate. I'm not actually used to seeing him attack before the 10th minute, basically. But, another SU-27 immediately purchased. This Gepard's still alive, and as long as it is, this Mi-24 is in danger. Obviously, it's at low cohesion. It's going to be missing a lot. Its DPS is very low, but this can't just sit here. 2 tornadoes out now. One hit the SU-27S and routed it in an epic 2v1 there. Misses the Mi-24V rocket. Thinks there's AA over here, which there usually is, so he's come around this way. For some reason he can see this, probably because of this FS Jaeger here. Misses, which is bad news, and it would have been a side shot as well. And yeah, so Axis manages to repel the attack, and he's on a cheeky +2. Which is really good news for him. I mean, he's already 300 points up. Over here, though, he's basically lost the positional battle here. All of this could have been fighting over here, or it could have been fighting over here, but instead it's just kind of sat there. And, yeah, I mean, I don't think he even knows about this yet. He won't see any of it. And he doesn't have a recon helo, as we spoke about in the deck review. So, yeah, not managing to kill that Gepard with the HE is really bad news. But, you know, it'd be like that. I mean, it's got armor. It's got lots of armor. So LGBT purchased here, and it's going straight in on the FS Jaeger. No Eyehawks up yet for Axis. And this thing's really strong in that it can drop 2 separate ones, and they're very, very powerful bombs. which can basically one-shot any, I believe, any vehicle in the game, because it's like a 1500 kilo bomb, basically. And it drops them one at once, and unlike, say, the NATO ones, like the Strike Eagle, it drops 2 small ones at once, which gives it a reload time of 4 minutes, whereas because this drops it drops 2 small ones out of 4, right, at once, and it's 60 seconds per bomb, it's not related to the payload, whereas this is just 2 bombs, and the bombs individually, I mean, obviously it looks like it didn't do anything there, but that's because it missed. Yeah, because he didn't have vision on it, because this smoked. So that'll be back up in 2 minutes, whereas the Strike Eagle would be back in 4 minutes. So it is very strong. And so Skate still trying to sneak around the back here. I don't know if he got spotted doing this or something, because now Axis is trying to find him, but Axis didn't bring a recon helo, which means he is in fact suffering. Loses the Jaguar 2 there, and here we go, Skate's coming in for this now. HE2 will take out that Razvedka. The Tornado could go in on this rocket. You'll see that there's no AA on the map at all for Skate. He likes to rely on his fighters, which are, you know, top-of-the-line fighters. Much better than this for the same price. But Axis just had more planes. He had 2 fighters out against 1 SU-27, so obviously he was going to win. And yeah, Axis is trying to track this down, but he doesn't have a recon helo. So that's why you need a recon helo, basically. So that Tornado peels off for like no apparent reason. I don't know, maybe this broke our line of sight or something. But there you go. And now the Conqueror's doing a lot of work there. Axis still up 500 points, and this Spetsnaz OP is just going to keep circling around, trying to find a way in, and really the only way to deal with this is with helicopters. He does have a ATGM helo, which he could buy and use to scan this forest, because there's no way Axis is going to catch him. And there you go, Skate manages to stop the tick. Axis has managed to hold it for 10 minutes, which is really not bad. And yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of planes up now, and Skate's continuing to get SU-27s. This one evacs. You basically have to 2v1 this all the time with the Tornadoes, and sometimes you'll lose anyway. And yeah, I just can't really see him finding this without a recon helo or a regular helo, which you can, you know, it's not as good, but you can just scan it over the forest, you'll eventually find it. So he evacs his planes over the enemy, so now the enemy will know that he's evacs his planes, although Skate evacs his SU as well, which I'm quite surprised by, actually. Maybe he was worried that he'd get dived by 2 Tornadoes, which is a fight he would lose, because there's actually no AA here. The only AA he's got on the map is this Igla. So this is extremely aggressive. Like, what the heck is he doing? I'm not sure what he's doing there. Hopefully the Grom doesn't hit him. That'd be hilarious. It's got like 35% accuracy. So yeah, this has smoke, so he should pop the smoke now. Or he could just die. Yeah, I guess he's chosen death as a preferable alternative to communism. Now he's popped the smoke, but the fire's on him, so he's getting messed up. The smoke's got a long reload. You see he's taking damage here because to be in the smoke means to be in the fire. So this was really weird. If he'd just bought a smoke mortar, he could have done all that and not taken all this damage and died for it, because now he's probably dead. Although he should smoke again now. Okay, so he smokes again there. HE's out. Gets that. AT, I think he was trying to take this out. Imagine if he had a recon helo here. Man, he'd see that and it'd be dead. I know, incredible. This doesn't have AT, but do you see how Skate has hidden it in the house? Not in the house, but in the house. And that means that he can do stuff. And so, yeah, SU-27's on the board there. BTR-70 goes down to all these Milans. Looks like 2 of them fired there. Organic ground-based AA purchase now. It's difficult to just rely on fighters, although he's got 2 SU-27s up. He's evac one of them. And it's all about just spamming Marder 1A3 Milans now. So he's managed to take this zone back, and this is an issue. Now that the T-80Us are finally up, it's going to be a serious issue for Axis to deal with those, because he just can't kill him. He's got nothing that's 2,800 meters range, so and he basically has to buy like 2 or even 3 Leopard 2s to fight him. So this, for some reason, like re-aims or something, and then has to smoke. LGBT is definitely going to take out that Führer, and I'm really surprised at the lack of Eyehawks from blue. Like, this keeps coming round, as we spoke about. Once every 2 minutes, it's going to get 2 kills, basically. Oh, there's going to be a lot of deaths there. Could have loaded, yeah, should have loaded that Panzer Grenadier back in that Milan. But, you know, it's difficult to pay attention to everything. And now he's going to lose another unit. Spetsnaz OP coming around here. If they take this out, that's going to be huge. And a Tornado and an F-16 out. But the LGBT's done its job, basically. Although he could go in on this helicopter. He's now got 4 fighters up. So he should be winning those fights. But if Skate drags him over the Tunguska, then he'll lose guys, which he doesn't have to. This man has not yet been activated. Axis trying to cover all his bases here, but he basically just can't. And here we go. So he's going to come all the way around here, because generally AA would be here. Although it's not got there yet. And now he's just going to sit here. With his 4 fighters. The thing is, if Skate buys a Tunguska here, he's going to start killing things. Here we go. So Tornado AT missed, and the HE2 did hit, but didn't kill it. And now he knows that there's Tunguskas up. And yeah, this can just sit here. If he moved this forwards, he'd be able to see it. Oh, he can see it anyway. It missed again. That's really unlucky, actually. Missing twice in a row. Although, you know, 50% accuracy. 50 times 2 is 100. So it should be 100% accuracy, basically. This has to be landed or it'll get shot. He does have an arty piece. And I do wonder if it'll get him. So this is the power of the heavy arty, in that it is better. So there you go, he saw him again. He missed again, but the arty got him. So there you go, 3 misses out of 4, but the arty finished the job there. And then, oh, 4th time lucky, misses a 4th time there. SU-2... So, I can't believe I missed that, I'm sorry. Basically, what happened there, well, he shouldn't have evac'd them all, he should have left one up. Should have left one up, because now the enemy knows that all his fighters are down, so he can buy his own fighters. Skate, while he was here, would have heard a bunch of fighters, because you hear them even if you can't see them. On fighters. They fixed it for like ground units, but you can still hear them for planes, which makes sense because you can do it in real life as well. That finally hit something incredible. And so he'll have heard fighters, and he was like, okay, I'll buy 2 of my own. Oh, F4F gets hit by the Tunguska there and routed, and then the first missile from the SU-27 gets him, so really unlucky there. Although I don't know if this fired twice. No, it didn't, because it fired once over here. So yeah, 2 shots, 2 hits there on a 30% ECM aircraft, but there you go. So he'll have heard the fighter, and he'll be like, okay, well, I'll buy 2 fighters, and my fighters are better, so I should win. But little did he know, there were actually 4 enemy fighters there. Whereas if he'd opened with the AA, if he'd bought a Tunguska here, he would have had the optics, and he would have driven those fighters off, and he would have actually seen what he was dealing with. So OP Spetsnaz coming in here, and really the lack of a recon helo is really hurting Axis here. And yeah, he's just using the arty to hit these bad boys. And I really wish he'd deploy the rest of his assets. Like, there should be a scimitar here. There should be a Panzer Grenadier trying to run across this field to scout with its face. And there should be a recon here. This recon should be up to here so he can see further. And he should be trying to clear this out. So 2nd Panzergren has way better infantry. Well, okay, the infantry isn't better, but he gets way more of it than 119Y, and so he should clear this out with all his Panzer Grenadiers. Although he didn't bring Pioneers, he just brought Panzer Grenadiers. It would be quite difficult. But you can use the Marders to support and stuff. Obviously the OP Spetsnaz becomes a problem, but generally he's not really playing to his strengths here. This fired 3 rounds apparently, and it didn't kill these. I don't actually see if it hit anything. Don't think it hit anything. It must have... Oh, these 3 rounds were from where it was shooting at the Lux before. Yeah, it's this one from before. But now, they might actually spot each other. And then the OP Spetsnaz will win. Because it's the original potato. And so it's better. But don't tell me they're going to miss each other. This is so sad. Here you go. The LGBT's out again. And it's covered by the SUs again. And there's still no Eyehawk. So they can't do anything about it. These men did go straight past each other. 3 tornadoes fire. No tornadoes hit. Oh, it's 2 tornadoes. Oh, there you go. So they got him. And that's weird, because if Skate had actually kept his fighters close here, he wouldn't have been picked apart like that. So a bit of a poor micro there from Skate, because if he'd had the SU-27s here, they would have engaged the tornadoes. There were 3 planes, but the SUs are better, and they'd at least save the LGBT, which is kind of the point. So OP Spetsnaz has managed to come all the way back here. These guys just walk past each other, and this is why you need a helicopter. I mean, even if he just bought a Beaupart and just, you know, sent it all the way around here, shift-clicked, when it starts getting hit, he goes, "I am peened," or whatever. "Give me a morphium." And then you look and you're like, oh, that's where he is. And then you can send it, you can follow him with the helicopter and use the bomber, or you can start trying to corral him with the infantry. But just trying to find him by clicking around here is just not going to work. Especially if he repositions as he's done here. So, Jäger Aufklärer dying to many men. And do you see how Skate's got his guy on low altitude here? So I'm not sure what these are engaging. It was a BMP-1. And the arty comes in on the Tunguska, which is very strong. HE-2, I'm not sure what it hit, if anything. No, I don't think it hit anything. Tunguska goes down to the arty, so it stayed still to shoot the tornadoes, and then the arty got it. This man is probably going to escape detection again. I think he must have been spotted by the racist coming down here, and that's why Axis started sending stuff, and that's why he started running away, because I don't see any deaths. I think he just got spotted, and he realised he got spotted, and then he ran off. So, still struggling over here. Like, Skate's got this position, but he needs to do something. He's got 20 minutes to do something. But right now, Axis is up 900 points, 923 points to 0. Double Scimitar's going to pick apart this poor Machiki. And, yeah, do you see how he's hiding behind this? Because if he was here, he'd get spotted, and then he'd get shot. But you hide behind it, and get a lot of stuff done. And one wonders what Axis's plan is. It's probably to come back in here, but what I really don't understand is why he hasn't bought any Eyehawks. He's got them in his deck, he knows the planes are coming around all the time, and just like, he knows he's playing a nice slow game, right? Here's the mortar. Yeah, I was going to also say you should be mortaring this and getting in there. But yeah, what you do is you got to buy the Eyehawk first, otherwise the blanket bomber comes and shoots you. And you gotta sort this out. So you see, it's very, because of this hill, it's really difficult to sort this out. So he's not reversing here, he's just got it on defensive, so it does it automatically. He takes out another AA piece there, and that's what these things are all about. So he should move it now. And this should be Shift F, click on one of them, so it just follows them around, and you should just queue up the move orders. So Skate's brought out his own arty, so he'll be trying to smoke up something, or hit something. And these really need to be moving. How does he see that? Oh, because of this here, and it's not even in a forest, it's just in the open. So these are going in on that FS Jaeger, which has sort of been spotted for the same reasons, really. He's hiding behind a house. Oh, that's smart. Do you see this? So he's put one on the building and one just behind the building, because when you get shot, the natural tendency is to click this and right-click back here, so that you can break the LOS, at which point the next one will hit you. So that's pretty cool. You see how he's put it on return fire, so that they'll both fire, basically it aims and then doesn't fire, so that they can both fire at exactly the same time. And then he gets hit there, and he's just not noticing. Oh, okay, so he sees the explosions back here, and he just moves to this next building. So Skate would have been better off there, just putting both rounds on the building, because then he would have got in there. Some supply being purchased now. People always forget the supply. I'm hearing pings coming out. Not sure where it was. Oh, it was Skate pinging that he's gone in this building now. Panzer Grenadier finds the Spetsnaz and is obviously going to lose that fight. But planes can come in and stuff. This has ran out of fuel. And yeah, Axis still trying to find these backline units, but without a helicopter. He's not bought a single helicopter. So you hate to see it. Another ping is out from Skate saying that he's seen this move between the buildings, because he's got this GSR here, so he would see it move. He's buying some more AA to replenish his losses. And, yeah. I really feel like Skate isn't dealing enough damage to the second Panzergren player. Like, I mean, he took that out pretty easily, but he loses an OP Spetsnaz in return. And second Panzergren can afford to replenish its losses. And so he's saying there must have been a recon here to spot me. but there wasn't. It was this here. Because he probably saw it enter the building or something. So, yeah, still positional fighting, as they call it. And here we go, finally the smoke, although he's not... He's done it wrong. So you got to shift queue the move orders with it as well. And what you do is you queue the move orders forwards and backwards parallel to this axis, because this will always turn to face whichever way it's shooting. Do you see? And so it doesn't have to turn. So yeah, he's going in there. He's got the Gepard in case this helicopter comes around. And here we go, he's going in now. He's still not moved these. And he went for the T-80UD, but it looks like it moved. These are going on those mortars because the mortars don't have move orders queued up. Mi-24V comes around, it's dead. Man, this Gepard so badly got it there. And the Marder's helping out too, and down it goes. So this is why you queue up the move orders as well. You can't just be doing that. You got to queue up the move orders. So he's going to have to get this out now because, I mean, that one... Well, they both survived because Arty Splash in this game is a joke. And here we go, the airwave returns. So 4 fighters, 3 bombers, and... I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, so he sees the tank, but he's unseen the tank. And I'm not sure what the ATs are for, given that... Like, so basically you'd want the bomber to take out the AA, because the AT wouldn't be able to see the AA. So, but he's sort of mismicroed there. Oh, he gets hit twice. And then the 3 enemy fighters finish him off there. And keep in mind that Skate's stuff outranges Axis's stuff. Skate's trying something here. You see, he's set up all the tanks here. I guess he figures he's got to take this zone if he wants to win, right? If he needs to get points on the board. And here we go. So the smoke's back out, but he's not queued up a move order. So he's going to get shot. Although these are going in on these Milans and stuff. And, yeah. He's got the fighters up, so the AT planes can't come and sort this out. The fighters can sling rounds at Axis, and Axis can't respond because he's got less range on his missiles, both short range and long range, even though they cost the same. Did I mention that this is a British plane? Oh, Skate just evac'd all his fighters. So that's really bad news for Skate, actually, because now... So I guess he realised, oh, they're going to come around here and he's going to 4v3 me. But what that means now is that now the AT planes can come in, and they both miss again, although it looks like the second round there got him. And he takes out the CV, and now he's just going to leave these back here, so Skate's got to buy a Tunguska or something. The Tunguska has had its gun turned off and is just using its missiles, so it can't be hit by the Seed. Seed evacs. Could have stayed in and tried to soak or something. And Skate's making good headway here. But Axis evacs all his fighters over the enemy, so he knows that they're all evac'd. This isn't moving, so presumably... No, it's going on the Jaguar too. But yeah, Skate's taken too many losses, I think. Okay, so here comes 2 blanket bombers, and they're going to do a lot of damage because Axis evac'd all 4 of his fighters at once instead of leaving one up, and he did it over the enemy, so the enemy knows he's done it. And so here we go, and he's still not bought those Ihawks. Takes huge losses there. Some losses there. Look at all those units he just lost to those 2. Imagine if he had an Ihawk. Wouldn't that be crazy if he had an Ihawk? Imagine if he had 3 Ihawks. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, these are going to miss because this has moved. But the T-80UD just kills it. And you see the issue that Axis is having here is that he can suppress these tanks, but he basically just can't kill them without the planes. Or the Arty, which seems to be working. So yeah, Skate not moving this, but the volley's complete, so actually he'll survive that. And yeah, pretty interesting. I mean, Axis managed to basically kill the screening infantry. Strela 10Ms aren't going to be able to shoot at time because of their range and their aim time. And so now it's back to Skate trying to whittle down these positions with Arty, but in the meantime, he's having his own guys whittled down. Like, he keeps getting his tanks hit by these heavy howitzers, and they're at 2 vet, so they can do this pretty fast. Oh, it looks like they're moving there. He's moving back. No, he didn't. He moved the wrong one. He just left this one here to get shot, I guess. And he's gonna total that supply truck. But the tank survives, and that's really the important part. Seed's back out. I don't know if he bought 2. And yeah, Axis still on the +2 here because he owns this. Whereas Skate's trying to attack here, which is weird. I figured he would have driven the tanks, like driven stuff into here, and tried to cut this off and taken this. Because he's got this forest, but he's not really using it for anything. Like, the fact is that Axis is still in here, and he really shouldn't be. Because if you've got this forest, you should have a unit here, and you should be shooting people, right? You should have a unit here, and you should be shooting people. But instead, the TAUDs are over here, trying to whittle down this axis. And yeah, you see that, you know, they can be suppressed, but they just can't really be killed, well, except by planes and arty. And Skate's beginning to get wise to this arty here, although he's losing his AA there now. He's at least keeping his tanks alive, but oh, that's why you don't keep them together. And wow, so that was a Milan 2 and oh, massive air battle here. F-16 goes down, and the SUs win the fight because for some reason they cost the same as the Tornadoes despite being way better. Did I mention that? So the SU cleans everything up there. Because it's way better despite costing the same. But really, we can only blame Axis at this point because he's missing all these missiles here. But he should have had an Eyehawk here since forever ago, and that would have swung the fight his way. He should have 3 Eyehawks on the field. There's absolutely no reason for him to not have 3 Eyehawks on the field. Also, after your ATGM shoot, you got to move from one building to the left or to the right, because that's going to happen every time. This smoke has faded. He's got ammo, he just forgot. Oh, yeah. 50% accuracy, but it'd be like that sometimes. And yeah, imagine Eyehawks. Imagine having Eyehawks. Oh, side shot here. No, he loses vision. That's crazy. It would have been a rear shot, and it probably would have missed. But you know, still. So now he's trying to counter battery the RT. It's basically pointless to try against a good player because they'll just move, and that missed as well. This thing just doesn't seem to hit anything. Although this AA has been revealed and they've not moved. Okay, looks like he's going for the TAUD, probably a better target. Misses again, but what he's revealed to Skate now is that he knows that that's there. So now his arty's not going to hit it. So, you know, wasn't really a good idea to do that. And Racist goes down. So, yeah, these things are pretty incredible. I'm pretty sure Leopard 1A5 can't even shoot this back because it doesn't have the pen. It'll just say, I can't fire. That's why he's smoking there and stuff, you know? And they've got 2,800 meters range ATGMs. But yeah, it's strange to me that Skate is just attacking here when really he should be using the open ground advantage that he has. You get all your AA up to here, and you try and push this, and you cut this, right? You can cut this, you can cut this, so you don't lose that. But instead, he's just sort of face smacking him, and at these ranges, Axis can fight back a bit. I mean, you see, they're sort of dying in one hit there, but the oh, almost got him. Really needs to move these after every shot. So yeah, I mean, Skate can just keep plugging this gap, whereas I really think that... Sorry, Axis can just keep plugging this gap. Oh, this guy's finally been spotted. He's been on a very merry jaunt, although it looks like Axis wasn't paying attention there. If Skate came round to here with his best-in-class open-range stuff, right, and he'd need lots of AA, because he'd keep getting hit, but, you know, he needs lots of AA anyway, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. See the Leopard 1A5 blob? Wow. Classic 5v1 there. And yeah, more people dying. TAEU getting shot by the RT again. He's just got to constantly keep these moving because they're just constantly getting hit by the RT. IDSAT coming in there. I think it sees it because of these guys, although, yeah, it does. It's about to lose it, I think. Will it hit? It goes for the other one and it misses again. I don't know what's wrong with this today. Gets evac'd from one missile. And yeah, okay, so he's bought some helicopters now. It only took him 32 minutes. But yeah, it's much easier to criticize than it is to actually do. But I really do feel that Skate is just not playing to his advantages here. He should either be coming around this side, which doesn't make too much sense because he doesn't have enough infantry, or coming around in the open, using his position, and then, you know, maintaining loads and loads and loads of AA here, right? And you know, you can also like smoke and stuff just to keep him safe from the Tornado IDSs or his IDT or something. So Leopard 1's getting bullied here. They basically just needs to smoke. You'll see how it says holding fire. It's because it literally can't shoot back. The pen on this is too high. But here you go. Skate's AA was a little bit out of position there. Also, it keeps getting smacked by stuff. Tornado evacs gets out. And this will be going in on that T8UD. But he has to smoke, right? Because this has 6 armor, which... No, I think it would actually die to this. It would actually die to that reflex. Yeah, he misses. So Skate using his limited infantry here. Remember, he doesn't have much. There you go, 1 shot and routed, so now it's dead. And then the Panzer Grenadiers shoot this. They do 1 damage between them, but crucially they rout it. And now it's showing its side armor, because this is a new bug that was introduced. Which means that when they rout, they don't go backward. They don't reverse. It's really weird. It doesn't make any sense. So there you go, Gepards get one. They don't reverse anymore. They used to, but now they don't. Now they turn around and they like show their rear to the enemy, which meant that he took a couple rear shots there and he lost his tank. So it's stupid, but it does apply both ways. It's worth noting that Axis has only just started buying Leopard 2 A3s. But yeah, 2nd Panzergren is OP, basically. In that it just doesn't run out of stuff. And that's exaggerated in a situation like this one, where you see the 119Y player doesn't have that much stuff. Like now he's bringing these recon vehicles. You see he's getting quite desperate here. But I don't know, I feel like Skate really didn't play to his advantages here. He was trying to like grind down over the course of the game while he built up, but he got outground. So Blanket Bomber comes out in that Jaeger Aufklärer, takes it out, but the Tornado Seed with the Ligmas gets it. And yeah, because there's no AA left here. And you see that Skate, he is actually taking... He is picking this apart. I don't know why Axis is coming out here. He's smoking and backing. He's changed his mind. But one gets routed and will now decide to turn around, show its side armor. Seed and F-16 come out. Seed missile shoot. That's the first Seed missile shot I've seeded this entire game. I'm not sure what the IDS got, if anything. But yeah, Skate, he is pushing this. He is making headway. But in the meantime, he loses this again. And yeah, so Bopar's getting taken out by Iglas there. There is plenty of AA here. Leopard 2s have finally shown up. So first Leopard 2 combat, showing his side there. Just trying to take out that Conkers thing, which gets stunned and still hits them. Pretty sure they all had to fire a few times to hit that, but... So you see the Leopard 2s are very mobile, they're very fast, 70. Although these aren't bad at 65. And so you see he's sending them forwards, he's pulling them back. These tanks have to be careful because, I don't know, it seems that Skate has basically ceded air superiority. I'm not sure what happened to his remaining fighters. Maybe they all died or something, but they're not up. And Axis is back on this +2, so Tornado IDS gets clipped there but survives, and then you see how he moves it, because he knows what's going to happen next. These arty pieces. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, in the meantime, Skate's managed to get up to here, which is powerful, and he's going to get a free transport resupply to resupply his guys, so it's like a complimentary gift there. You know, like when you go to... Oh, okay. So Leopard 2, oh, that was really nice synchronization from Skate. So he sent the tank forward so that it would shoot as the arty rounds came in. So it got stunned, it couldn't smoke in time, and it got taken out. Maverick hit something, goes for the 40-point unit instead of the 310-point unit. And here you go, so Panzer Grenadiers shooting. They get the cohesion down, but they can't really kill them. These arty have wreaked havoc this game. T-80UD goes down. I'm not sure what killed that. I'm going to assume it was the planes, given that they just fired some things there. There's 3 minutes left. I mean, Skate's basically got no chance of winning, because even if he takes this, and he's not brought the CV up, and there actually isn't anybody here. He's going to take that out. Even if he takes this, it's only going to be it's only going to be a +1, right? So Spetsnaz Gru finally being sent in here to scout this out, and yeah, the Leopard 2 blob's pretty powerful. There's 4 of them there, and because he knows that in a 1v1 the T-80U is going to win. I mean, obviously it costs 70 points more, but how about a 4v1? Here we go, 4v1 time. So he has to smoke straight away because he knows that he's not going to win that fight. And yeah, the Marders not really contributing too much. I mean, to be honest, this has now become a recon issue for both players. Oh, their recons died. Skates is back here, and all of Axis's died. He did buy some more, but now it's getting shot by OP Spetsnaz, so we're about to lose that fight. Looks like the both CVs went down there. 2 minutes left. I'm quite surprised that Axis never sent anybody, because he owns this, right? So what you do is you just send one unit down to here, and you just shoot stuff as it comes down this road. I mean, why not? It's free. You could even, if you're feeling particularly cool, send a Gepard with it, so when they send the helicopter to deal with it, you shoot the helicopter. So, still hasn't ran out of Marder 1A3 Milans yet, even though the TAUDs have been popping them like candy. Many Marders taking out this limited infantry here. Like, these TAUDs have had so many kills. I want to see that kill list at the end. And he's bought another CV, and there's the surrender. So, yeah, pretty interesting game. Black Forest, not really a fantastic map for 119Y, but as you can see, Axis is rank 44. He's really only played this div, despite what it might tell you. Skate is rank 3, and he's only played this div. So they deserve each other, basically. And I really like the arty play from Axis and the air play. And you see, look, he was taking out heavy tanks. He was taking out AA, crucially. He was just focusing the AA every single time. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And because he knows the only way you can really kill those tanks is with planes. And so he's got to have air superiority. And then the C took out 1 as well. Like, so much AA death. Whereas you look, I just don't understand why he didn't buy any of the Eyehawks, though. He could have won some more of those fights. Just one Eyehawk over that sawmill place. But look at how many kills Skate gets with his T-80UDs. Like this one in particular, look how many things it killed. But it has to kill that many to cancel out the like. So this is like 200 points, and then he needs to kill basically these to pay for himself, and then this is bonus. This is profit. So yeah, I mean, it's a tough div to play 119Y, but he's certainly had the practice. He's had 120 games on it since the reset, and the reset was like, I want to say it was 2 weeks ago, but I've basically lost all passage of time. 120 games since the reset, and yeah, most of this is 119Y, 1,206. Some of it's 25Y, and he used to play 3rd Armoured and 11th ACOV before I switched to this. So. Meanwhile, you know, Axis, lots of NATO, basically just the flip side, but for 2nd Panzergren. So, yeah, really interesting game. Do let me know what you think, and I'll see you around. GG.